Konnichiwa Minna-san. I'm Lulu and today we are going to be making a Japanese paper toy. I found this from a book called KARAKURI, and karakuri is basically mechanism in Japanese. So this toy basically can move with mechanism. And guess what? All we need for it to move is actually paper and glue. In this case, I'll be using Concord cover 220 grams A4 paper. It's better to use thicker paper, but you must be careful while printing it as it might get stuck. In this case, we'll be printing 6 pages. Prepare a cutter and a 0.5 cm double tip. It's actually easier to use smaller double tips for small pieces. Now let's start cutting our pieces. Once you're done cutting, it actually looks satisfying as it just falls off. Try to take your time and patience to cut it neatly. Once all the pieces are cut, collect it and be careful of the small pieces. For the next step, from the Karakuri book, I'll be explaining it to you. First, we'll be making the first gear, and it is the biggest gear. Fold the parts like so, and glue it after. That's why small double tips are neat and not messy. Dotted line means heel fold, while dashed line means belly fold. While the gray spots with tiny dots are for glue. The dashed lines are for cutout. After attaching those two, put some glue on the circle. And stick it in like so. After that, take the circle with the cutout X on the middle and put it on top of the gear. Arrange the pattern and glue it. Next, we are going to be making the smaller gear. Fold as instructed and glue it. After that, take the small gears with the cutout X on the middle and combine it. Arrange it together with the pattern and glue it. As you can see, there are triangle patterns that should match. Now we have ourselves the second gear. Take the big white circle and glue it to the bottom of the railway.
I guess this is the end. Looking back, my life has been nothing but failure.
After finishing these parts, we're going to make the body. It is just a simple box, with holes of course. Now it's time to combine the essentials. First, take the big gear and put it inside the box, like so. After that, take the railway and put it on top of the box. Then glue it together. Next, we'll be attaching the smaller gear. Insert it into the holes and make sure the gears are touching so they can move. The 3 circles consist of white circle and 2 green circles are actually to cover the sides. Next, we'll be making the tunnel. Just fold and fold and glue and glue. It's actually pretty easy and simple. After gluing the big tunnel, glue the small tunnel and put it on top of the big tunnel. And we have our tunnel. Next, attach it to the sliced circle and attach those to the main body. Glue the handle and the bottom of the base. You might want to test it while it works. Now it's time to make the smaller parts. First, we'll be making the horse carriage. It might be a little bit tricky as you don't always fold it, but bend it. Fold the little man and put it there. Next, we'll be making the big train. The small chimney is actually pretty difficult to only use hands, and most of the body actually requires bending instead of folding. Now add the little triangle on the front. Next, we'll be making the station. First, put on the little roof and then the bigger on top. After that, put on the front. Next, we'll be making the tender and the passenger car. Lastly, we'll be making the cactus. And it is also requires bending. Don't forget to glue the little cactus. Now, we have all our little pieces done. Time to stick it to the main body. First, stick the train, tender, and passenger car. And then stick the station on the square. For the cactus and horse carriage, it's actually up to you to stick it wherever you want. And now you're done. Time to test it. While you're rotating it, it's better for you to hold the ground. And you can also look at the gears moving while you're rotating it from below. Not only this is a fun toy, it's actually pretty simple and pretty fun, as you only need paper and glue to make it move. And that is the Karakuri moving train paper toy. Thanks for watching.